처음 영상이 시작되면 화면에는 아무런 메뉴가 나오지 않습니다. 이때 영상 화면에 마우스를 대면 아래에 메뉴가 나옵니다. 만약 화면에 마우스 클릭을 하게 되면 영상은 멈추기 때문에 마우스 커서만 대셔야 합니다. 그 다음에 자막 메뉴를 클릭하시면 화면 중앙에 영어로 된 자막이 나타납니다. 이 상태에서 자막을 선택하기 위해 설정을 클릭합니다. 설정을 클릭하면 자막을 선택하는 메뉴가 나옵니다. 여기서 자막을 클릭합니다. 그리고 자동 번역을 클릭합니다. 그러면 다양한 언어가 나오는데 여기서 한국어를 선택합니다. 한국어를 선택하면 화면에서 보듯이 한국어 자막이 시작됩니다.
He is one of the most sought after consultants in the world right now.
What we want to do, in at least the first day here, is we want to begin to lay the conceptual groundwork for what is appreciative inquiry. How can it help us unlock innovation and creativity and bring people together in ways that other change management processes cannot do? In our management courses, we all teach that strengths perform. But what about this simple new idea that strengths do more than perform, they transform? So many companies, they think we'll do a low morale survey to document the low morale in order to create a high engagement and highly energetic and passionate company. And it's just not going to happen. Why? All the studies in the world of low morale will not tell us one thing about what creates the high engagement, high commitment work system. What appreciative inquiry is doing and the positive psychology work that's happening and research that's very sound, it's reversing that. It's saying instead of 80% of our attention on what's wrong, what's broken, on depression and so on, that leading change is all about strengths. That's all. You know, it has nothing to do with weaknesses. When I talk with CEOs and executives in every industry today where there's just white-knuckle change, where there's totally unexpected change for which most of these institutions and organizations are scarcely prepared and have no roadmap. So I think we're living in a time where it's imperative to have an eye that can appreciate, an eye that can see and surface the true, the good, the better, the possible, everything that brings asset and strength to a system. So one very important part of appreciative inquiry is a set of theories and tools and research all about the elevation, concentration, connection, creating new combinations and chemistries of strengths in a way that builds more positive institutions that bring our highest human strengths to the customer, to the world, and so on. The Drucker School, I think, is a very, very fertile place for this kind of thinking, because Peter Drucker, he really did feel that management and business and the kind of management that he was talking about, that it is probably the most positive force in a society. We can't have a non-totalitarian society, for example, without freely and trustworthy institutions that are creating and following up on their word and creating value, and it's management and managers that do that. I sat down with Peter Drucker, and he wanted to hear about the theory and the practice of appreciative inquiry and the design of more positive institutions that we were working on. And at the end of the day, I said, but Peter, you've written more on management and leadership than anybody in history. You know, can you put it in a nutshell? What is the essence of management and leadership? And he said, David, that's simple, and it's ageless in its essence. He said, the task of leadership is to create an alignment of strengths in ways that make a system's weaknesses irrelevant. What an amazing time to be a manager, and it's a time where there is just tremendous need for new models and thinking about change.